Overreaction time. We stay in the NBA. As we mentioned, the Blazers knocked off the Spurs 110-106. Antoine Jusuf Nurkic has really blossomed in his 12 games with Portland since being traded from the Denver Nuggets. And with more opportunity, his numbers can continue to get better. So, Antoine, let me know, is this an overreaction? Are the Blazers a lock next season to make the playoffs with Nurkic along with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum?
They're definitely a lock. I think this season, if they don't make it, they'll understand why they didn't make it. They're going to have to buy in. It wasn't their individual performance. They just was not a good defensive team.
Okay.
You can't beat teams in this league on a given night when you're not able to play defense. And I think they didn't have Nurkic at the beginning of the season really hurt them because Festus Ezeli, a guy they gave $31 million to, a big contract to this summer, hasn't played a game. And obviously he may not play basketball again. He has to have a serious surgery. So they didn't have any inside presence that really hurt them. As well. And some of the big money guys, they've paid a ton of money to a lot of guys, really haven't panned out this season. They had off years. So they're under contract.
Okay.
They got a ton of, their whole roster is paid.
Pretty much will be the same
roster.
Will
be the same roster unless they make a lot of drastic moves. But they should make the playoffs next year because that's talent. We saw this team play well together. Just had some bumps in the road this season. But everybody's under contract. They're coming back next year.
But you saying lock, though, we know how deep the West is. You would have to think that New Orleans should be better when you get AD and Boogie some more time. You would have to think that Minnesota should be better another year under Tom Thibodeau. So even with those teams competing for spots, you say a lock for Portland.
It's a lock for them because this league is point guard driven.
Okay.
They have two guys that are exceptional. They're one of the top backcourts in the league. Top three to a lot of people in this league has been as backcourts. They can score the basketball in a variety of ways. I think them two guys just alone, you have to put them in the playoffs because both of those guys, even though they have an exceptional individual season this year, they'll take pride in not making the playoffs this year and understand the reason why. It's on the defensive end. So they may have to make a move to get more of a defensive-minded wing or power forward into that rotation. But they'll be able to make the playoffs next year.
C.J. McCollum and Dame Lillard combined for 62 points tonight. So when you talk about some of the best backcourts in the league, they certainly have to be in the conversation.